just going back again to the practical considerations of going back to an office. So there are lots of people that are not, they don't have big offices. So the social distancing thing is a problem. Also, communal toilets. What's your requirement that what practically do you have to put in place there?
Yeah, so a practical way of getting people back to the office, especially if it's a bit tight for space, is perhaps looking at staggered hours. So the CIPD, which is the professional HR sort of network and qualification, they've given some good guidelines on staggered working hours. So again, you have to treat this in an inclusive, non-discriminative approach, in the fact that, you know, you look at the staggered hours. It may be that you have some people coming in early and finishing early, and then some people coming in late and finishing late. So you have to talk to people about what they would like to do, what suits them better. You do have to make sure that as much as possible you have provided a safe environment for them to work in. In some cases, there is some companies which are creating like a one-way walk system around their offices so that people don't kind of get stuck, you know, trying to get past each other. In terms of toilets, you may have restrictions on who uses what toilet. So it might be one staggered hours sort of approach uses one toilet and so forth. So you've got constant time to, you know, try and keep people in separate groups, or bubbles as they're calling them. So there's as least interaction as possible with those, and obviously the least amount of contamination.
And then you think about things like the kitchen facilities with
lots of people
coffees
just saying not access to the kitchen facilities. You've got to bring in your own lunches. So, you know, a lot of this, it is a lot of change for people, and naturally people generally don't react well to change. The key thing is the communication, and I can't say this enough. Two things if you take away from today is communication and documentation. Okay, I know that sounds really boring, but if you're not communicating effectively with your employees on the changes which are happening and why the changes are happening, it won't happen, and people won't get it, and they won't understand it, and they'll forget about why they're doing it. The other thing is documentation. I'm sorry, I'm going off course a bit here, but whenever you're making decisions and whenever you're making changes, make sure you document and evidence where you got guidance to make that change or decision, because where there has been a lot of change going on and a lot of different communication coming out from the government, you know, easing restrictions, tightening restriction here, changing it there, you're acting on goodwill of the information you've been given at that time. So if anything does happen in the future and something tries to come back and bite you on the backside, you've got proof of why you did it. So that's the key thing, because you know, it's a difficult time for people to know what to do.